means Squeal Fest. Squeal, little piggy. Public Domain Squeal Fest. Get that country club floor going here in a second. Get them phone lines opened up. Chat's always open, of course. Can you believe that this is just free for me to play? Can you believe that I can just freely play this amazing song? What a country! Squeal, little piggy! Oh, my back hurts. Going across the world on Twitch and YouTube. It's Pokersesh, live in the public domain. Ding dong, bing bong. All right. Let's get this country club pour going. Tonight, we've got Dow. I gotta turn down this thing. Get all the excess noises. Yeah, you've probably seen this one in if you've been to a nice steakhouse. Some mid-level cab from Paso Robles. Very tasty. If you're ever going to go to Paso Robles, you should go to this winery, though, because it's a beautiful winery. It's a beautiful view of Paso Robles, and everything there is top-notch. So, before we start this show, we need to get this country club pour going. Oh, yeah, squeal, little piggy. Ah. Take a little sip. Oh, that's good. That's the good juice. All right. Set that over there. See what we got going on here. We already got some people showing up in the chat. Jesus was born from Muslim is Christian. Okay. I'm not sure you came to the right show, but I do know a lot on that topic. If anybody if you want to discuss Jesus or Christianity, feel free to call in. I'm more than happy to discuss that topic. Cheap wine? What are you talking about? Cheap wine? That's a great wine. I don't drink wine based on the price. Some nights I drink very expensive wine. Some nights I drink less expensive wine. It's more about what I like. And I really do like that Dow Cab. It's very, very tasty. Very drinkable. I like a lot of the wines from Paso Robles. Fruit forward, jammy, very drinkable. Okay, phone lines are open. 516-259-9515. You know how this show works. We take your calls live, unscripted and uncensored. This is the only live, unscripted and uncensored gambling show in the world. In the world. So please take advantage of it and call in. I mean, you there's a lot of poker content out there, I guess you'd call it. And None of it's letting you call in. That's for damn sure. Like you're not going to be watching like I don't know who's a big poker content guy. Brad Owen. You're not gonna be watching Brad Owen. He's gonna be taking your calls. He doesn't fucking want to talk to you. He's too smart for that. I'm the only idiot who will sit here and answer you guys' phone calls for 2 hours. See who else we got in the chat now. We got Lilliputian Petrodactyl. You should start having Kevin go. Oh, just trolling me right out the gate. Neil Jaworski is here. Neil Jaworski was like a famous quarterback. Hopefully Trooper calls in from the slot machine tonight. I did contact Trooper, sort of. I mean, we exchanged a message online, and I think he will be on here in a future date. But getting him to call in from the Huff and Puff machine would be quite a coup. I'd love to get Trooper live from the Huff and Puff machine. All right, we got a caller here. Let's take this call. Anonymous, you're on Pokersesh.
Yo, what's up, bro?
Oh, no, not this. You think you're baller? What are you calling in about? Haven't I put you to bed? Haven't I put you to rest?
Baller, dude. Listen, man. I just woke up on my spot, the Pano Towers across the city center in Vegas, man. Listen up, dude. My boy Louis just hit me about a fucking sick spot right now, dude. It's fucking in the feeder game right now. It's the Aria right now, man. I'm heading over there right now, bro. Heading over there right now. Anyway, I just want to let you know, man. I'm taking the AMG out, bro. Listen up, bro. Listen up. Every massage girl knows me, bro. Every floor man knows me. All the masseuses ask about me, Limon. Ask about me.
Hey, listen to me.
Man,
Massage girls want to marry me. Massage girls want to marry me. They tell me they want to marry me, and they're telling the truth. They literally want to marry me. You don't even know what it's like to be a baller poker player. Guess what I'm doing right now? I'm going to the hockey game with Dan Negreanu. I'm heading to the hockey game with Dan Negreanu. We're going to wear giant oversized hockey jerseys that make us look like little kids. We're both going to have on huge, massive hockey jerseys that make us look like tiny kids. And we're going to sit on the ice at the hockey game, me and Dan Negreanu. Then we're going to eat omakase straight off the ice in our giant hockey jerseys that make us look like little kids. You can't even imagine. You can't handle the truth. Get off my phone. I hate it when people call in and try and act baller. Oh, let's see. We got another call here. Anonymous, you're on Pokersesh.
Sup, bro? Hey, listen.
It's Grim. This is Grimstar, right?
Oh, fuck. So much for calling in anonymous, huh?
Oh, I didn't know. That's not your name, though.
Oh, it's something that people have called me in the past.
You don't like people to know it's Grimstar? I think you're like a super famous poker player. I love having you as an early call every week.
All right, well.
You invented grimming.
Why you gotta spill the beans?
I didn't know that was a secret. I didn't say your name. I know your actual name. I didn't say your actual name.
Well, the whole point of fucking calling anonymous is trying to be anonymous, but nonetheless.
Okay, but wait. So then tell me, if I'm in trouble, I want to know why. Why wouldn't you want people to know you're Grimstar?
Some of the topics of discussion we were going to get into, better off anonymous.
Okay, I get it. Because you're going to say things, and then other people in the game are going to know that Grimstar said that thing.
Maybe. I don't know who's listening.
But they already know that you're Grimstar, right? The people in the game.
What game?
Whatever game you play in.
Yeah, but anyways.
They already know that you invented grimming.
That was going to be something we were going to maybe talk about at the end of the conversation.
I love that topic. I love that. I've always been fascinated by that topic. So yes. Okay, get started. Start wherever you want to start. Next time you call in, I will not refer to you as Grimstar, all right? But I
I
just
guess. I mean, maybe I could save these questions for another time, but I kind of really wanted to get them
we'll get it. Nobody
answered today.
listen, Grimmy, baby, Grimmy. No one cares. Just ask the questions.
All right, so I'll preface it with a story I heard from the grapevine about. I met the guy once. He's this Jewish whale accountant degenerate. He got a guy he did side bets with that he met at Foxwoods or a local country club. And the story goes that this guy, who was the king of side bets, he made this investment, I guess you could call it, by joining the richest, Jewiest country club in Long Island.
Right?
But he never played a fucking game of golf. He was just there to get action.
Right.
And is this a wise investment to get into a country club with no intention to play golf just to get action? Or is that not even worth the time with all the fucking legal competition out there?
To get action on poker?
Side bets.
To be a bookie at the country club?
Side bets, yes, sir.
Yeah, there's lots of country clubs where the bookie, almost all country clubs have a bookie, and a lot of times the bookie is just a member because he's the bookie. And a lot of times it's kept sort of secret. It's always kept very secret. It's like if you go through one of those old country clubs where they have the metal lockers and you look down the row of metal lockers, sometimes you'll see, you know how they have the little vents in them? Sometimes you'll see one metal locker. There'll be rows of like hundreds of metal lockers. Sometimes then you'll see one metal locker with one of the vents bent out a bit. That's the bookie. Because he bends out the vent so that people can slip their envelopes into his locker. But yeah, it's sort of an old school thing that country clubs have a bookie that plays there and sort of takes people's bets, but it's never openly discussed. Because a lot of like really highfalutin country clubs, gambling is just not discussed. And then there's other country clubs where gambling is discussed constantly. So you just have to know what type of country club you're in. So, I don't know. It depends on what type of action is there. Like, I would guess that if you're a really good hustler and you're in at the ground floor of a country club with a lot of rich guys, you can make a lot of fucking money, way more than it costs to be a member there if you mind your P's and Q's and handle everything right. I mean, there's just no better customers than country club guys. Country club guys are the greatest customers in the world. They generally have money, they generally have a code of honor, and they're easy to find. So that's that.
So, follow-up question, I guess, is how do you give me a specific example of like an introductory conversation you've had with one of your 5 country club whales?
Right.
That gets them to want to do side bets with you, allegedly, in your past life of wagering WPT tokens. Of course, we're not talking about real money.
Yeah.
How do you get them to trust you and to want to bet with you? How do you get these old Jewish guys, especially if you're not a Jew yourself?
Well, I mean, basically, you don't have to tell them that you're the guy running the thing. You can just tell them you're an agent. And then, of course, you just take all the action. So there is that if you want to keep yourself one step away. Because the thing is, when you're talking to people about sports betting and they're betting with illegal bookies, inevitably, 100% of the time, they're going to have a problem with their bookie. Like either the guy stiffed them or the guy won't take action or the guy won't give them a big enough credit line or the guy doesn't put up the type of bets that they want to bet or yada, yada, yada. And then that's your little sliver to get in there and to be like, well, I mean, I know a guy who could do all that or I could handle all that. And then once you have like one guy or two guys and you're handling it very well, the word will get around and other people will just come out of the woodwork and they'll be like, hey, I heard that you can help me get action down on the Super Bowl or something, which is when they all pop out of the woodwork like Super Bowl. And then, it's just slowly but surely it builds up. It doesn't happen overnight. But anytime you're talking to gamblers about betting on sports illegally, inevitably they're going to have complaints about who they're betting with. And then when they have those complaints, that's where you shoehorn yourself in there. Hey, let's bring in another. Let's bring in another guy here and see what he's up to. 408, you're on Poker Sesh with me and a guy that I don't recognize his voice.
Oh, hey, what's going on, Limon?
What's up?
Hey, nothing. Just I didn't know. What are you drinking tonight? I wasn't tuning in the show. Are you sipping some nice country club pour right now?
Yeah, I've already drank a little of it, so there's not much left. There's just a drip left. I'm having Dow Cabernet Sauvignon 2022. It's a very nice, jammy, fruit-forward wine that would go great with, any number of steaks or chops, anything done on a grill. The jammy fruit forwardness will go well with the smoke from the grill.
Yeah, I actually had a wine question for you real quick. We got Thanksgiving coming around the corner.
Right.
I just want to ask you real quick. This is my only question. Can you give me two Pinot Noirs recommendations, for one for under $50 and then one for $100 or more? Because I know Pinot is something that you want to be very careful about the price point. I was drinking Mayomi for the longest time when they were under the Wagner family.
Yeah.
But ever since they got sold, I found that the quality has declined significantly.
Right.
Can you give me two recommendations for Pinots? Then, yeah, we'd love to hear.
Okay.
At that price point.
The expensive one's easy. It's Costa Brown. Costa Brown is, in my opinion, the world's best expensive Pinot. And then you really want to get like a single vineyard. But any Costa Brown is great, but the single vineyard ones are off the charts. Depending on what your tastes are, you sort of have to know which type of vineyard that you want to get from, but they're all great. So that would be the expensive one. Cheap Pinot, I'm probably not the guy to ask because and this isn't me bragging or something, I only drink expensive Pinot. And the reason I only drink expensive Pinot is because I'm not a huge Pinot fan. I drink cheap wine all the time, so this isn't like a brag or something. But when I drink cheap wine, I almost exclusively drink Paso Robles Zins or Syrahs. I find that these really hot weather Zins and Syrahs that might maybe definitely under 50 a bottle, under 40 a bottle, sometimes in the low 30s. I find these extremely hot weather Zins and Syrahs from Paso Robles and even some from Sonoma, Lodi. I find that they're just very drinkable for cheap wines, whereas cheap Pinots are just going to give me a headache. So cheap Pinot, no suggestion. Expensive Pinot, Costa Brown, there's nothing close. I've had them all. I've had all the really expensive stuff. And cheap wines, hot weather Zins, and hot weather Syrahs, and Petite Syrahs. So that's all I can help you with there.
What do you usually like to drink with the family if you know that you're going to a big gathering and you want to just, festively just bring something? Are you just doing another cheaper cab, or as you're saying, cheaper Syrah or something like that? Or you keep it at exclusive events, so you try to bring something better?
Well, what are we eating?
Just the standard varieties, just any kind of turkey-based dishes, ham, just the standard all-American Thanksgiving.
If I was going to somebody's house and they were putting everything together and I was going to enjoy myself, I'm going to bring a very expensive bottle of wine that I want to drink. So I'd bring Costa Brown, 100%. For turkey. If they were serving duck or something like that, I'd bring an expensive Merlot. If they were serving prime rib, I'd bring an expensive cab. If they were serving ham, a big ham or something, it might also be, I might go Grenache with that, or I might go Grenache with the pork, or I might go with the expensive Pinot Noir. But yeah, if I'm going to somebody's house, I'm never bringing something cheap. I'm always bringing something that I want to drink. And if they have crappy wine there, I'm just going to go back there and open it.
Nice. Anyway, man, thanks for the advice. I'll tune the rest of the show. Thanks for the advice.
Also, you can never go wrong bringing champagne. Take it easy, 408. All right, Anonymous, what's your next question?
You said you played in a lot of crime games in the past. I accidentally got invited to play a 5-10 private bar game once. It was a mixed crowd. It was Italian people, Greek people, Portuguese. pennies. The dealer turned out to be a cop. One of the guys with a darker complexion than myself, he showed up midway through the game with a backpack, and
the
he
dealer,
goes
the
through the
dealer.
backpack and pulls out a pistol.
Wait,
And someone says, "Well, what's this pistol for?" He goes, "In case any of these racist woke people want to act up."
Wow.
I never returned, but should that be like a major deterrent to playing a poker game if something like that happens, or you just don't even worry about it? And if you do decide to return, should you also bring a pistol and wave it around in plain sight? Is that good for your poker room?
No. I'm not going to any poker game where the players are bringing pistols knowingly, because the type of person who likes to wave around a gun is also the type of person who will just like shoot it off accidentally. This happens all the fucking time with these fucking morons. You know, NBA stars, NFL stars, rap guys, they fucking shoot themselves in the leg fucking constantly. Like gun fucking fetished NRA guys with 500 guns. Yeah, I don't really want to be around guys that is not using, let's say, like proper safety measures. Now, if the security guard has a gun, that is what it is. It's stupid. I mean, it's not going to do anyone any good, but it is what it is. But I mean, if other players are waving guns around, I don't know that the game would have to be. I would have to really need that game bad for me to like continue to show up. Bringing my own gun is completely out of the question. I'm definitely not doing that. It just becomes more a part of the problem. I mean, I'm a gun owner, and I support gun rights. Obviously, I grew up with guns. I grew up hunting. I'm very good with guns. Most people are not. And a lot of people just treat them as toys. And the problem with those people is they usually end up hurting others as much or more than they hurt themselves. And even if there's people around who are very good with guns, any gun that's around that's around and available to use, like a guy has it in his pocket, makes the danger level for everybody else around them go through the roof. Like, the statistics, the odds would be through the roof. So the game would have to be exceptionally good. Like, would I be willing to lose a toe to sit in this game every week? You know, something like that. You know, you just do the math, I guess, in your head. Usually or almost 100% of the time, the answer is going to be no, it's not worth it. Now, that said, I'm sure that there were guns in games that I had played in, because when the rap guy brings his entourage in, the idea that none of them have a gun is sort of laughable. But, you know, if I don't know, then I don't know. But if a guy's waving it around, he's basically asking for all hell to break loose, and I don't think you really want to be a part of that. I would skip that unless it was like money that you could not live without, and this was the only way to get it. Then you have to make a cost-benefit analysis. All right.
Back to the legal side of things. What's like the best business venture that you got in on the side that has the minimal amount of effort to profit to likelihood to fail ratio? You mentioned you did like laundromats in the past, and like BRK stocks and shit. I don't know, what's the best place to park your money and just let it grow business-wise?
Well, it sort of depends on whether. I mean, listen, the best thing to do with your money, if you have legitimate on-the-grid money, is probably just buy S&P and just go dollar cost average into it for years and years and years. The thing is that a lot of time gamblers, not necessarily me, have off-the-grid money. And when you have off-the-grid money, you have to get a lot more creative with your investments, because you just can't take off-the-grid money and buy, a bunch of SPY, a bunch of S&P tracking funds. Well, you can't just buy Berkshire Hathaway, So you have to get more creative with the type of businesses that take cash, or type of businesses where you could do a lot of upgrades with cash. And it's not uncommon for a lot of cash to just be dropped into a bank account. So, uh, I don't know what else to tell you about that. Yeah.
All right, let's get into golf real quick, I
Hey,
guess.
hold up,
Then
hold up,
you
hold
ever
up,
hit a
hold up,
double
hold,
eagle or a
hold
hole
up,
in
hold up,
one?
hold up, hold up. We got a caller here. Let's see what he wants. 402, you're on Pokersesh.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yo, what
Hey,
up?
I wanted to talk to you real quickly about collecting gambling debts and how
Yeah.
you go about that
Uh,
because it kind of turned into the bane of my existence right now.
right, right. Um, well, so you got to tell me a little bit about what's going on so that I can help you with the collection
Okay.
strategy.
Well, it's basically like, and obviously this kind of goes without saying that I'm not a violent person. I'm not going to threaten violence and all any of that stupid shit. But
Right,
essentially, I play in this private game about once a week, and the host more or less pushes the credit off onto the, those of us lucky to get a seat that aren't going to go all in the king six offsuit pre-flop.
right,
Um, so essentially, if money does get low and the game breaks in 2 or 3 hours, so it just has to happen. But,
right,
I have these guys and they have the fucking money. I mean, they're degenerates, but a lot of them, they own construction businesses, things like
right,
that. So they do have a fucking cash flow, but
right.
my God, man, if you don't get it when they get, the second they have it, then it's just gone.
That's right. Yeah, that's
So,
right.
I mean, and it's just, and then they'll do kind of cunny things where they'll try and like bait you into getting pissed at them
Right, of
to then use
course.
that as a justification
Yeah,
to stiff you.
100%. Yes, these are all classic things. They say, "Oh, that fucking cocksucker did this or that or the other thing," and I'm not paying them out of principle. Out of principle, they say.
Right.
Like this scumbag has principle all of a sudden. Listen, man, I mean, you sort of answered your own question. There's only one way to collect debts in the gambling world, despite what you see in a fucking gangster movie. The only way you collect debts is you're the nicest guy they know, and you're always fucking there when they have money. It's annoying, but you know it, and I know it, and we all know it. And this is the way I collected. Every time I collected a gambling debt from a scumbag, it's because I was literally the nicest person they know, and the second that I knew that they had money for any reason, I was like there, right there. What up, Gary? What up, bro? What? Oh, wow, look, you're running really hot in this game. Oh, wow, you're at the final table of this tournament. Or whatever it was, I was there. And persistence breaks resistance. And honey catches a lot more flies than vinegar when you're collecting gambling debts. Now, the truth be told, though, it's a hard, thankless job spending all your fucking time collecting money that's owed to you. So the easiest way to collect gambling debts is to not have gambling debts. So I would probably have a really long talk with whoever that host is about how things were going to go down in the future if I was going to continue to play in that game.
Yeah, that's fair point. I mean, is there a point where you just kind of write it off for the greater good, or do you always attempt to collect for,
I
sake
never,
of having,
I basically never write off. I mean, I've collected debts that have been owed to me for years, years. And the reason is because I stay friendly with these people and I know that they aren't criminals, they just have gambling problems. And in general, here's the thing. When somebody who's not an actual criminal just has a gambling problem, which is the vast majority of people you're going to bump up against in a casino or in private games, when they owe money, they never stiff everyone. People who stiff everyone are criminals, okay? Those people get dealt with in a completely different way. People who just have a gambling problem, like you said, pay when they have money, but they only have it for a very short window. So when they have the money for that very short window, you just want to be one of the people that's standing at the window. Now, another thing to remember about people who owe gambling debts is people always pay the person who can assure them more action in the future. So, like if I was a
yes.
if I was a bookmaker or what have you, the most important thing is that you always stay in contact with the person and you always let them know, like, Oh my God, dude. Fucking March Madness is coming up. You fucking crushed me. Remember that year you crushed me on the over on that game, on this or whatever game? Holy God damn it. Yeah, let's get that thing cleared up. And then your account, your account's just going to be right there waiting for you. Let's get that stupid little thing cleared up or your account will be waiting for you. I'll see you over at Commerce tomorrow. I'll see you here or there tomorrow. Now, that might come to nothing, but the idea in their head is planted that when it comes time to pay somebody, the guy, the bookie that told me that I'm fucking dead to him, and the other person that told me that they were going to punch me if they saw me, and the other person who I can never gamble with again anyway, they're never getting a dollar. The first thing that's going to go to his head is, oh, I got to pay 402. Because if I pay 402, my account's instantly back open. Now, whether you open his account or not is up to you. I would say don't, but that's your little secret. That's your little secret that you keep it to yourself until all the fucking money is in your hand. All right, 402?
All right, thanks, man.
Take it easy, brother. Take it easy. Hey, we got another caller here. I think this is my friend.
You commentating this game right there?
I think this is my friend Comedic Gamble 816.
Oh, that's sick. What is what?
You're on Pokersesh.
Yeah, we're working on it. I just went to.
Hey, Adam, who the fuck are you talking to?
It'll be fun. Yeah, you're our Texas correspondent.
Let's see what he's up to. Maybe he'll say something really embarrassing. Adam. Yo.
Oh shit, my bad, dog.
We were listening to your other conversation.
Oh shit, like all about old, so I'm of course in a casino in this great land we're in, so
Well, I was
talking to somebody, so I had it muted. My bad.
I was very surprised to hear you tell that guy that you were into all three inputs.
Into what?
Nothing. What's up, buddy?
Oh shit. Oh, nothing, man. I've been meaning to call into your pod. I feel fucking terrible for having the dead air there to start off. Not a great start for me, but I'm happy to hear. I love your show. I love the clips on Instagram and all that. So happy to see what you got going on, man.
So you're playing some poker.
As always.
You're still out there fighting the good fight, huh?
I am still I'm still a casino warrior playing an open, dusty public casino game. That's my brand. So.
Well, where are you at tonight? What game are you playing?
Well, I'm in a different municipality than Los Angeles, and I'm going to elect to not say where I'm at.
Oh,
for a lot of obvious reasons.
Did you find a berry patch?
I found a BP, Abe. I found a BP.
They still exist. So, you're in a berry patch. Oh, is it okay?
I'm in a little berry. Yeah, exactly.
Can you say whether it's California?
I can say that where we're from, people would hop on a plane to fly there.
Okay.
That is.
Wow.
Now, you could also drive. You could drive.
Right.
So, so I'm not talking East Coast. Yeah. I'm not talking Florida.
Right. So,
so
you're at the world famous Orleans Hotel and Casino.
I'm not in big. I'll narrow it down a little bit. I'm not in Texas, and I'm not in the East Coast. I'll say that much.
Well, what size are you? Is it pot limit Omaha?
Yeah. I'm a 4-card guy.
And
as you know.
It's some decent stakes in this berry patch?
Yeah, it's, of course, like most berry patch games, I'm not going to have the kind of glitzy and glamorous quarter 50, 20, 40 blinds that I, often find myself in Los Angeles. But obviously, when the games are a lot softer, the blinds the game doesn't need to be as high to make it make sense financially, as we all know. So it's above 510, but it's not quite quarter 50 or higher. So
yeah, I love that. I love this.
Yeah.
So are you just like?
I got a couple berry patches. This is like one of 2 berry patches I've stumbled upon. Are you just like sort of living in a hotel and being like a rounder, like an old school rounder? Yeah. I'm being an old dirtbag checking into a hotel like a damn traveling salesman. So I'm I'm living the life, Daddy. I got the house back home. I had to wait for the flooding to leave because we get a lot of rain in LA. My property can there's like some spots where like water congregates around my porch and stuff. So I got to be around for the drainage stuff. But once the storm left, I took off.
So you, when you're out on the road, I know that you also like to do a little of the comedy. Are you like hitting up the local Chuckle House while you're out on the road? Are you hitting up the local Chuckle House, like crushing the open mics?
That would be an option in this jurisdiction that I'm in. Actually, the last time I was here, so my friends from LA were on a show down here, and I almost left to see the show, but the whole I'll play one more round thing, and the next thing you know, I priced myself out of going to see their comedy show. But yeah, there's comedy here too, so that's something I'll probably delve into here. But I haven't yet. I haven't gotten to the comedy scene yet here. But there is a scene. There is a scene.
Well, apparently you can get on big Netflix comedy shows if you just attempt to lose $40,000 to the host of Heads Up Poker Game. So yeah, that's always an option.
Oh man, yeah, that's an option, I suppose.
Hey, is there any specific?
Is that the Tony Hinchcliffe thing you're talking about with Doug? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any specific topic you wanted to hit on, or are you just calling in to say hi?
I'm just calling in to say what's up. I wish I'm such a dum-dum. I went onto your Instagram and I didn't see any of the numbers anywhere, so I was like, where the hell is this show? And then I realized I needed to go to YouTube. So yeah, I wonder if other people are going to your Instagram and being an idiot like I was, not knowing to check your Pokersesh YouTube. But yeah,
literally nobody
I'm not on YouTube that much. So yeah,
nobody knows how to find this show. Nobody. It's like the people at World Poker Tour are very, very nice to pay me to do this show, but what they don't understand is I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. So like, I don't know how to promote the show. I don't know how to advertise the show. I don't know how to make sure that the show is on the front page of their YouTube channel. I don't even know how to read the Twitch chat. I don't fucking know how to do anything. I'm like a fucking baby. So like I
feel like we're very similar. We're very much IRL people. You know, we're not tech savvy guys. We're not quant guys. We're qual guys. So yeah, I don't know.
So like before you go back to your berry patch, now you do comedy and you do gambling, and your nickname is Comedic Gamble. I
do some commentary on the streams.
You do the streams
and Bally's and all that.
Do you have a gambling joke or a good gambling story?
Man, a good gambling. Well, I have a lot of gambling jokes in my act, but as any comedian will tell you, like telling a joke from their act, just like on a radio call-in show or something, never works. So like, I don't even know if I want to try to like tell a gambling joke from my act, like a dinner table, so to speak, because those like never kind of works. Plum jokes out of context and just.
I get it. You're a pussy. I get it. You're a pussy. You're a pussy. I get it. Come on, man. This is your big shot. There's 38 people watching this.
Being a poker player is a lot like being a stripper. We both make our living tricking rich older men.
There you go. There he is. Comedic Gamble. Thanks, buddy. Good luck in that berry patch.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Take it easy. Wow. Great call.
Right,
Great call. Take it easy. Great call. All right. Anonymous, you're back. What's up?
You ever hit a double eagle or hole in one?
I've never had a hole in one. I have had a double eagle.
I want to learn how to golf, but I'm cheap as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best way to learn golf on being a cheap person? My dad taught me this thing years ago where we would sneak into the golf course at dusk and get like 4 or 5 holes in before it's too dark. What could go wrong? I mean, I don't know. Is there any other way to fucking learn golf cheap?
The only other, you can learn golf. There's lots of cheap places to play golf. They're not all country clubs. They're just going to be sort of shitty. But the truth is, while you're a bad golfer, it doesn't matter whether you're playing a good course or a shitty course. You might as well just play a shitty one because it's all going to be the same to you. 650, you're on Pokersesh. 650.
I have a question about why people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do people on Reddit hate you, and why do they hate you on 2+2 for so long? I'm new to poker, but it seems like there's like a overwhelming hate for you.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you have any reason that you know why? Did you battle someone heads up or something?
No, it's just because I say the way that things actually are, and people have a romanticized version of professional poker. And then when I say, like, oh, this guy didn't pay his debts, he's a scumbag, or this guy's look at the way he plays, he's obviously a horrible poker player. People have heroes. There's lots of hero worship in the poker industrial complex world. You know, if I say, like, well, this person doesn't actually play poker. They show Commerce chips. I'm at the Commerce fucking every day for 27 years. I've never seen them once. They're just driving in there and taking a picture of chip stack and putting on their Instagram or putting it on their YouTube show to fool idiots. You know, or I say, like, your win, like, people will always say, like, oh, my win rate's this, and I say your win rate isn't that. You're fucking kidding yourself. And then, of course, everybody finds out later that I was right. Like, you can look on 2+2 on the shit that I was writing in 2002, 2003, 2009, 2015, in between all the times they banned me, and you're not going to find that I was wrong. You're going to find that I was right, but it's just like, I don't paint a pretty picture of professional poker playing, and I don't venerate professional poker players, and I don't think professional poker players are in general very cool or interesting people. And because there's just a ton of hero worship that goes on these sites, that I'm like a fly in the ointment. Now, the reason why there's a lot of hero worship that goes on these sites is because people want to believe that there's an escape. They want to believe that even though they have a mediocre job and they have a mediocre paycheck and they have a shitty boss that they hate, that they can throw it all away and make $80 an hour playing 1-3 no limit at fucking win or something. And then when somebody like me comes along and says, that's just never going to happen. All these people are miserable, horrible people. Like, if you go fucking to the 1-3 fucking game at the win and you find even one winner, it'd be a miracle. And if you do find that one winner and you follow them home and see how fucking pathetic their life is, you're going to be sick to your stomach. And it just ruins everybody's dream. It ruins the dream that they have of escaping their fucking pathetic lives and being some sort of swashbuckling gambler or some sort of gambling businessman who runs their own small business of playing poker. I mean, there are vlogs that sort of tell the truth. Like, if you want the truth, and if you're watching a vlog where a guy just like wins all the time and is balling out of control with stacks and stacks, it's just, you're just watching nonsense. But once you find out the truth, later on you find out the truth. If somebody points out, like, oh, you were that dumb guy who thought that dude was actually winning, they just don't like you. People don't like you to point that stuff out. People don't like you to point out that poker and gambling is a hustle. They fucking hate that. They hate it because they want to feel like, I'm going to enter into the astute world of gaming. I'm going to be the equivalent of a chess professional. I'm going to be the equivalent of Gary Kasparov. It's like, no, you're going to be the equivalent of a fucking street corner hustler. That's how it really actually works. That's how you make the fucking money. And so when you point that out and it bursts their bubble and yada, 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 and then on top of it, you have millions and millions of dollars. It just drives people nuts. They want you to fail so bad. They just want you to fucking fail so bad because you burst all of their dreams and you did everything the wrong way, and you're the thing that they hate most about the gambling world, and yet you're just still fucking keep making money on top of money on top of money. And I don't know. I guess it's all those things put together. I end up with a lot of haters. I also don't suffer foolishness like in a nice way. I'm very just like brutally honest about that stuff. But the other thing though is I have lots of people that have come that have followed my content for years and years and years. So you just gotta. There's two sides of that coin. I mean, I've got 2 posts on 2+2 with 1 million views. 1 million. The 2 posts have 1 million views. Nobody else has that, and I'm just a fucking street hustler. So there's a lot more normal people and people who are actually getting something out of the advice I give than there are the horrible disgusting fucking haters, but the haters are very, very loud and very dedicated. Like if there's 40 people watching this show right now across YouTube and Twitch live, probably 20 of them despise me, but they watch every minute of everything I do. That's their life. They like people who like my content can tell you a little bit about my content. People who hate my content can tell you fucking everything I've ever done, like encyclopedic knowledge. So, that's all I know about that.
Do you like vloggers, or do you watch vloggers, or what's your opinion on the vloggers?
I don't like or dislike. Most of it's bullshit. I can't watch it. I can't watch like the like I'm living this like baller lifestyle stuff. I can't watch that because those guys come and go and come and go, and it's all fucking bullshit. And if you really know behind the scenes where their money's coming from, all their money's coming from being a vlogger or an influencer or a shilling for a poker site or a casino chain. It doesn't come from actually playing cards. So I mean, but they purport themselves to be like some great gamblers, but then the one time they appear on a stream, you see the way that they actually play the hands, and you're like, oh, this guy's not a fucking great gambler. This guy makes his money vlogging, which is great. It's great, but it's just bullshit. I can't watch that. I mean, I might as well watch the Kardashians or something. There are some other vloggers that are like massive train wrecks. Like there's this one guy who oh gosh, I can't think of his name right now. He's a big burly guy with a beard, and he was going to travel around and be a professional gambler, and he's very, very arrogant about it. And now he like deals poker, and he lives in by the hour hotels, and he sleeps in his car. Like that guy, like if I start going down a rabbit hole of that guy's content, I end up watching it. His name's maybe Beef or something. Because it's very real. It's too real. It's so real that like it's hard to watch sometimes. The trooper stuff is really real, but it's not really even, I don't even know that it's gambling content anymore, other than his slot hustling now, which is very fucking interesting. I don't watch it because he's not doing enough on the slot hustling. If he was doing more on the slot hustling, I'd be much, much more interested in it. But, guys who are promoting this like jet-setting lifestyle where I hang out with other pro poker players and we all just love each other and we're just such good friends and all we want to do is just go to the casino and have a battle of wits. Oh God, give me the fucking break. Then 6 months later, they all fucking owe each other money. They fucking hate each other. Like one's broke, one's begging for money, one's begging for loan, one blah, 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 blah. It's all just fucking nonsense because it's a world of gambling addiction and a world of fucking straight hardcore hustling. If as soon as the first fucking episode doesn't acknowledge that's what you're part of, then all you're watching is a fairy tale. And I guess I'm just too old for fairy tales at this point.
Is poker dead, man?
Poker is dying. It's not dead. I don't know that it'll ever be dead, but it's dying. Poker, like public casino poker, is dying. Let me tell you something. This is something that people never think of. This is the type of thing that would make the Reddit people super mad at me, I'm going to say right now. Because all these people, they fucking obsess about growing the game. In live poker, there's no fucking reason to grow the game. You can only play one table at a time, okay? If I'm sitting at a table with 9 fish, I have done my job. I can't, if there's 1,000 other tables, it makes no fucking difference to me. And if there's 0 other tables, it makes no difference to me. I'm at the one table where the game is fucking great and I'm making good money. There's no fucking this whole like growing the game thing is completely fucking pointless, and I can prove it. Here, I will prove it. In 1997, when I first, or 97, 98, when I first entered a public casino to play serious cards for money, there was no poker boom. There was no poker on TV. There was no fucking such thing as a vlog. There weren't young people fucking coming. There weren't women. Nobody was doing outreach. Nobody was running fucking charity tournaments. No, nobody was fucking doing shit to promote poker. But guess what? You went to the fucking casino and there would be a poker game 100% of the time. And I can tell you something about that poker game and the other poker games that were running in 1998. They were fucking glorious. Glorious. It was just fucking printing. If you could rub two fucking brain cells together, you just printed and printed and printed. We didn't need what the fuck is growing the game? Growing the game has made the games fucking worse because you're growing it to all the wrong people. Let me tell you something. If somebody's a gambling addict, or if somebody's a sex addict, or if somebody's a crack addict, and you put them in the most squeaky clean place on earth, let's say you put them in Salt Lake City, Utah. Everything there is illegal. Everything. But if I can guarantee you with 100% certainty that if you take a crack addict or a gambling addict or a sex addict and you put them in Salt Lake City, Utah, within 1 week, they will have found a poker game, a prostitute, and a crack pipe. Because the people who want that shit search it out. You don't need to advertise to them. They will go to the most fucking godforsaken place to search that shit out. So if you just sit at your fucking empty fucking house and say, I have a poker game and there's no other fucking poker games around, you will end up with the best poker game in the history of the world. Because the only people who are going to search you out is going to be gambling addicts. But if you go on fucking and do a little vlog where you're like, today I studied game theory optimal pre-flop strategies. Today I spent 12,000 hours studying a push falls chart. Today I spent my entire week studying ICM. Let me bring up some charts. Today I studied saddle point bluffing frequency, in-game scenarios. That shit brings all the wrong people to the casino. This is what pisses the Reddit people off. Everybody's getting mad at me, but I'm just fucking telling the truth. This is the truth. If you want to fucking you don't need any growth. You can't sit at more than one table. You can only sit at one table. It doesn't matter if there's 100 other tables, if they all suck. What matters is that you're at one good poker table. Now, online poker is a little bit different because you can sit at multiple tables, and if you run a casino, it's different because then you do want to grow the game because you just want more rake. But if you're a professional poker player, growing the game don't make fucking jack shit difference to you. None. Zero. In fact, the games were a lot better in 1998 than they will be in 2028 with 100 fucking percent certainty. And every year since 2008, poker games have gotten worse. It's not close. You can track it easily just by looking at the number of big cash games that run in places that had established poker economies. The big cash games have just gone down since 2008. I don't know what else there is to say about it. I gave it all the facts I could.
I guess I was good. Well, I'm sorry.
All right. Take it easy.
Back to the hustling.
Take it easy,
You
brother.
mentioned that you were dealing 21 at the end of home games often. Everybody knows the rules. That's an easy one to deal.
Right.
What would be like the second or third best house games to offer to people at the end of a home game? Something that's like unangleable, because like blackjack, if someone's smart, they can count the cards and beat you. Something that's unangleable, you can't advantage play it, like something like maybe Baccarat, do you suggest? Or like 3-card poker, Casino War, or if you happen to have the tools, craps, roulette? I mean, like, what's the best kind of
Listen to me.
side action to get people listening?
Listen to me, GS. Can I call you GS?
Sure.
Okay. Listen to me, GS. The last fucking thing you want to do is have a craps table, a roulette table, and in your gambling den, because those are called implements of gambling, of illegal gambling, and those implements are what are going to get you thrown in fucking the clink, okay? Because you can go in front of a jury and say, there was fucking a deck of cards. Everybody in this jury box has a deck of cards at their house, and the jury's going to say like, yeah, we all have a fucking deck of cards at our house. Leave this guy alone. Why are you wasting all our time? Go after rapists and murders. But you can't go to a jury and say like, Oh, yeah, I had a roulette wheel and a craps table.
You're not talking about like a slot machine. Like,
You can't have that shit. That shit's going to get you thrown in jail. Don't go down that path unless you're willing to do the time, okay? Because that's when you're involved in real serious shit. That's when the state is going to throw the book at you. Because basically what they're going to say is, you cocksucker, you're rubbing it in our face now. You could have had the poker table. You could have had the deck of cards. But you had to fucking put in a slot machine. They're going to throw the book at you. You don't want to go down that road. Now, when you get to the end of the night and you got a couple whales there and they don't want to play shorthanded poker anymore, or they're bored, or they're thinking about going home, and then you say, well, why don't I deal blackjack for a while? We'll see if we have a little fun. That's just like the perfect thing to say. Now, if the person says deal 3-card poker or deal casino wars, then go ahead and do it. But nobody's ever going to say that. Nobody's ever going to say that. They're just going to say deal blackjack. So you just deal blackjack. Now, if you think one of these people is sharp enough to count cards, don't fucking suggest it, okay? But I'm saying, like, you gotta use your brain, GS. Don't fucking suggest something if you think the person can angle you. Just only suggest it if you think you're getting the best of it. And I'd say, like, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be getting the best of it. I mean, you're not going to be sitting with fucking David Sklansky. You're not going to be sitting with fucking Mason Malmuth. These guys aren't invited to home games. The last 2 guys there at the end of the night at a home game are probably going to be the host and somebody who's stuck. The host guaranteed doesn't know fucking shit. Most hosts are degenerate gamblers. They start the home game to cover their degenerate gamblercy. And the stuck fish will be more than happy to play blackjack. And like I told you before, don't fucking start dealing it unless you can pass the deal and still win. So unless you know how to count cards very well, do not suggest this. Because like I told you last week, as soon as you suggest dealing blackjack at the end of the night, what's going to happen is you're going to start crushing dealing, and then the other guy is going to say, well, now let me deal to you. It looks so easy, let me deal to you. And if you don't know how to count cards, you're just going to give all your fucking money back to him. It's a waste of everybody's fucking time. But if you know how to count cards, you win both ways. And winning both ways is the free roll is the key to being a professional gambler. Let me see what's going on in chat here. Let me see. You could. People are talking to Kevin. Oh no. Everybody. Why do people say I should play on HCL? Listen. If HCL wants to pay me to play on the show, I'll play on the show. I'm not fucking playing on that show for free. I'm not playing on any poker show for free. I'm not doing this show for free. I ran live at the bike. When I was on live at the bike, I was getting paid. Here's one thing you know about me. If you see me, I'm making money. I don't do fucking shit for free. Why would I go give Ryan fucking Feldman, of all people, my time, my energy, and my money to get him views so that he could make more money? Why the fuck would I do that? I mean, they paid Durr $5,000 to play on the show. They paid him another $5,000 to wear a HCL fucking hoodie or whatever. If they want to pay me $10,000 appearance fee, okay, I'll go play on the show. No problem. But I'm not going to just go play for free. Anybody who goes on these shows and plays for free is a fucking moron. Complete fucking moron. Now, if you're getting something out of it, that's different. If you're Garrett Adelstein and they will literally set the lineup for you, any fucking lineup you want, and give you the fucking seat you want and everything else, well, that's something special. That's the equivalent of getting paid. If you are a recreational player that wants your wife or somebody to see you on fucking TV so that they think that like you're a cool dude, or you're a bored retiree and you think you're getting something out of it, well, that's fucking different. If you're an aspiring pro who thinks you can find leaks in your own game by seeing all the hole cards and reviewing all your hands and you use it as a training tool, well, that might be something different. But I'm none of those things. I'm a rich old gambler. I don't get fucking anything from playing on a stream. So if a stream doesn't pay me, they can go fuck themselves. Like, Kevin wants to play on a fucking stream. I get it. Because he wants people to think, he wants his parents to think that he's not a fucking loser. Little does he know that when he plays on the stream, he looks like more of a loser than when he's not on the stream. He fucking folded jacks pre-flop to 1 raise. He just looks like a complete fucking loser when he plays on the stream. All right, who else we got here? You need...
I got a poker question again.
Yeah, okay. I'm reading the chat to see if there's any good... That one got me on a rant there. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's some sort of good stuff in the chat. But what do you got?
All right, so sometimes it's tight games. Everyone pulls around, and you go, you want to chop or whatever. I'm not a huge fan of chopping, especially if it's to a fish on the right of me. 0% chance the way ever. I don't give a fuck what the rake is. If you're a fish and you're on my right, always play.
Okay.
And sometimes, the other day, for example, I was at a game where, I said something to the guy that ran to me, yes, we're playing, and blah, blah, blah. Immediate next hand, it folds around to me in the small blind, dude on my left, unknown. I say, hey, you want to chop? We chop. Ooh, sometimes people will be fucking upset about that. Oh, you don't want to chop with me, we want to chop with them or whatever. Like, is that something to even worry about people saying that? You got to chop on both sides? It depends on the person. Is it more like when the rake is high, try to chop to avoid having to pay the fucking rake, or a time game doesn't really make a difference either way. What are your thoughts on chopping to one side and playing on the other, or do the same both ways?
Listen,
does it make a difference?
Listen, I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but it's going to be the same answer I give to a ton of these questions: is to make the best decision for you to continue on getting invites to the game and or getting loose action from your opponents who like you. Me, I chop with everybody 100% of the time. Everybody, 100% of the time. I don't even give a fuck if a person only chops every now and then if they're a fish. If they're a fish, I don't give a fuck. If a fish says, I don't want to chop this time. It's because I know that the best thing that can happen is if you got a fish to your left or a fish to the right, it doesn't fucking matter where the fish is, and you're really deep, and you've chopped with this fish many times, and then when it gets to the fish is stuck or they're in a bad mood for some reason. When it gets to the fish, they look down their hand, they say, I'm not chopping. That's like, if you're deep, you just have the greatest fucking situation in the history of the world. Because basically what that fish is telling you right then and there is they're angry, they love their hand, and they want to play. And when somebody's angry and they're a fish, they love their hand, they want to play, it means that you have unlimited implied odds. The good old implied odds. A lot of people say like, he made it 30 and his stack is 300, and so I have 10-1 implied odds on my call. You don't. You don't. Your implied odds are how much you expect to make. You don't expect to get the person's whole stack every time you hit. Like, if I make a 30 and a guy calls me and we have 300, his implied odds against me are fucking nothing. I'm just not going to go broke if things don't go right. You have to, for you to have to count the entire person's stack as your implied odds, you need to understand that the person, every time you outflop that person, they're going to lose their entire stack. And that is actually a very rare scenario. And people miscalculate their implied odds constantly. And sometimes the people are miscalculating their implied odds on purpose because it just gives them an excuse to play hands they should never fucking play. But, like I told you, if you're sitting next to somebody who you've chopped with many times, and now all of a sudden it gets around to you, and they say, I don't want to chop, this is a situation where your implied odds are their entire stack. And in that situation, I'm basically playing any 2 cards. I'm playing them all. Because even if I got 7 deuce, my odds of outflopping them, their aces or kings or whatever they have, with 7 deuce are good enough because I know that I'm getting their entire stack 100% of the time. They're never fucking folding. Because they've already emotionally invested themselves in the pot by getting up the courage to say, I'm not fucking chopping. It's like that. They're like that dad who can never admit he's wrong or something. They're like that. They're just stubborn idiot. Stubborn idiots, will go down with the ship. Once a guy who's chopped with you a million times says, I don't want to chop now, this It's because what they're telling you is they're going down with the ship. Okay? So in that instance, it's a dream scenario. Now, and otherwise, now if the next time it comes around to that same guy, if he says, you want to chop? I say, yeah, chop it. Because he's a fish and I don't give a fuck. I just don't give a fuck. He's a fish, I don't give a fuck. Now, you need to remember something. In a high rake dead drop type game, it's always better to just chop. Because if they're going to take a buck if you chop, but if you see a flop, then they're going to take a $5 dead drop every time, or something like a one big blind dead drop, or they're going to end up raking like a whole big blind or something. If you were to play a heads up match with somebody and they were raking one big blind a hand in a heads up match, the heads up match nobody would win. Only the house would win. It'd just be like they would just be taking way too much fucking rake for a heads up match. So when you get down to the last two people to chop, it's basically a heads up match. And if you're going to play it, and you can't beat the rake in a heads up match, or they're going to drop one big blind a hand. So you're always just better off chopping it, basically, from a financial standpoint. Now, if you're paying time, that's a different situation. You already paid the time. You're better off playing. But even if I'm better off playing, I will give up a little tiny bit of EV. I'll give up a tiny bit of EV to make a fish happy. I'll always give up a tiny bit of EV to make a fish happy. You're going to get that back tenfold in the future through having a happy fish that gambles with you on all kinds of stuff. I mean, I could tell so many fucking stories about this situation, but hopefully I've just impressed upon you the basic logic of it. Let's see. When you can ask was okay. People are talking to Kevin in the chat. People are saying I had an epic rant. You have to constantly prove yourself in the poker world. That's why you should play on what the fuck you? Why? What does that mean? You have to constantly prove yourself in the poker world. There's no world on earth that you less have to prove yourself in than the poker world. No, I can't think of a single fucking world that you less have to prove yourself in than the poker world. Now, I was going to tell you a story, GS, but then I look at, whenever I see the chat and I see the dumb fucking shit that some people are saying, it gets me off on a tangent. Oh, we got a call here. Oh no, it's Kevin. It's only 7:07. I don't think we have time for Kevin yet. Kevin's too early. I can't take you right now. I'll call in maybe another half hour. You're supposed to be the last call of the night. I still have energy to do the show right now, Kevin. And once I take your call, you sap all energy from me. I have to end the show after your call because all energy has been sapped out. Like, you could look at the color of my face and just see, like, it just turned fucking bone white. You just sap all the fucking blood out of my head. You're going to tell me, like, you have to constantly prove yourself in poker, and that's why you should play on HCL and fold jacks to a single raise because you got every fucking dollar to your name on the table and are scared like a biatch. Now, I was going to tell a story to GS here about chopping. No, that's not what I was going to. Actually, I could tell a story about chopping, but it's sort of a dumb story. It's very braggadocious. I don't like braggadocious stories. So I don't.
I got a braggadocious chop story if you want to hear it.
Okay, you tell a brag. I can tell a story where I felted a guy.
5-10, we got 2,000 deep. I got pocket nines. I'm in the big line. Angry Fish says, you want to chop? I said, fuck no.
Okay.
He goes, all right, I'll play. So, he limp, calls my raise or something with ace-6 off. Pop his ace-9, He goes monkey bananas, like bet 4 bet 5 bet 6 bet all in to my set, and I sack his ass.
So you see,
all because he was so pissed I wouldn't chop with him.
You see, that's the type of story that I didn't want to tell. So I'm glad you did it because I don't.
Well, I had to tell it. Now back to my next poker question.
Okay, what's your next poker question?
What's the best thing to tell someone when they ask you what kind of cards you had after they fold and you scoop the pot? I mean, back in the days, I used to bluff a lot. My default was to just every time say I had aces.
Right.
Nowadays, I probably don't bluff as much, so more likely to just say I don't remember, or some random 273 trash it. Is there a particular best way to play, I guess you call it fantasy poker with people? You just give them a standard answer, always lie, always tell the truth, half and half, tell them you don't remember. I don't know. Is there,
You can go with the salt with the classic. Sorry, John, I don't remember.
yeah, maybe that was
No. What you do is you tell them what you want them to hear. Okay, so you got to think ahead a little bit. Like whenever somebody asks me what I had, I always give them an answer, and I'm always I always try to make sure that they think I'm telling the truth. But I'm fucking almost never telling the truth. So like, if I want a guy to keep betting at me, then I say something that will get him to keep betting at me. If I want a guy to start folding, I want to say something that will keep him folding. I want to say the thing that will encourage him to think that whatever happened is what he thought was happening. I just want to play into his worst instincts, and I want to continue having him be manipulated in that way. So I will oftentimes flash a card even. So like, if I'm just pounding on a guy, I'm betting he's folding. Take it, Limon, take it, Limon, take it, Limon. And I know that he's getting tired of the fucking take it, Limon. If I'm just pounding on this guy, like, let's say there's 3 flush on the board and he bets and I raise him with just the ace of hearts, right? He makes a weak lead. I know it's fucking weak. Then he folds. And I'm like, fucking hey, I can't make $1 off you. I have fucking nut flush. I've been raising you all day. I have the fucking nut flush. I finally think I'm going to get some action off you and you fold. And I just show him the ace of fucking hearts and I muck it, okay? The reason why I do that is because I want him to just keep folding. I want him to say to himself, oh, he does always have it. Oh, I should keep folding. I don't want to change that dynamic of him just keeping folding. So now then again, if there's a guy who I want to call me, then I might show him a bluff or show him a portion of a hand that makes it look like I was bluffing or tell him I was bluffing. He says, what do you have? I'll just say, hey man, do you really want to know? Because I'll tell you if you want to know, but I'm not trying to like start a fight here or something. And then if he says, no, just really tell me, then I will think up a very plausible hand that I had that was a bluff. I'll say the flop came 7-8 king or something. I'll say I had 9-10. I mean, I had open ender. Once I started betting, I figured there was no way for me to win but to keep betting. And so I just plowed forward with it. I probably had a set of kings. I probably had a set of fucking kings. But everything is fucking gamesmanship. Everything's a fucking hustle. Yeah, you don't, like, GS, a lot of your questions come from you having, like, a very myopic view of things or you like to be set in your ways. And the thing that I can hope to impress upon you with my answers to your questions is, do not have a rule. You say to me, Abe, what's your rule for this situation? I don't have a rule for any situation. My rule is I want to manipulate the situation. That's my rule. I want to manipulate the people around me. I want to hustle the people around me. So I'm just always thinking ahead whenever I have a chance to manipulate or hustle the people around me. I'm thinking of the best way to manipulate or hustle those people. Because you got to understand something. A good poker player is never going to ask you what you had. A good poker player is never going to want to see a card. Only bad poker players want that. Those people are begging to be manipulated. When somebody asks me to manipulate them, I'm going to fucking do the best job I can. I'm going to put on an Oscar-worthy performance because once I know how they think about me, it makes all my plays against them in the future so much easier. Let me look at the chat here and see what else we got going on.
I don't want to be a product of my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me.
Well, there you
That's what
go.
you're saying.
I guess that sounds like something that like some sort of like television evangelist would say, or or maybe like one of those guys who like sells like training courses. But if that's the way, if that makes sense to you, then go with that. Go with that.
Have you ever bet on guilty verdicts and trials? I knew this guy named Mark, big Jew, always sits in the 5 seat, the 5-10 game of Borgata. He said that he made tons of money.
Wait. Why does he have to be a big Jew?
He told me he's a big Jew. He said his dad's an even bigger Jew.
Okay, all right.
So, anyways, he said he made tons of money betting on guilty verdicts and trials.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever taken bets on trial action? And how do you set a line on something like that?
Oh yeah, I've bet on legal action many times. The line's always even money, basically, because you're going to be betting with unsophisticated people. Unsophisticated people don't like odds, and they don't understand odds. And the best way to do is just to think ahead on whether there is going to be a way to make it even money. So like I had bet 2 different people that Trump would be convicted of a felony. And I won those bets easily because the guy's a fucking felon. Obviously, he's going to be convicted of a felony. I bet multiple people that Trump would be impeached. And that's another legal bet. I won all those bets. Of course he's going to get impeached. All he fucking does is break the law every fucking day. If there was a trial, I mean, if somebody wants to bet me right now, it's like people say like, oh, Biden's a criminal. I'll bet you right now that Biden will never be found guilty of any felony. We can bet on it right now. We'll escrow the money. There's lots of people we can escrow the money with. Somebody wants to tell me, Hillary Clinton's a felon. Barack Obama's a felon. We can bet right now. Anybody want to get in contact with me? I'm easy to find. I can escrow a lot of fucking money. Barack Obama will not be convicted of a felony. Hillary Clinton will not be convicted of a felony. I mean, it's that easy. You just put it out in the world, and you drag that fucking net through the fucking ocean and see how many morons you can catch. I mean, there's a lot of fucking retards wearing red hats in America still. These are the dumbest fucking people ever born. Somebody needs to take their money. I don't go to the casino anymore, so I don't have as many chances to take their money. But if any of them want to get in contact with me and put their money where their mouth is about who's a felon and who isn't a felon, I'm more than happy to wager on all that stuff. So whenever you hear somebody say something stupid, the first fucking words out of your mouth should be, let's bet. That's it. As soon as you hear somebody say something stupid, the first words out of your mouth should be, let's bet. And you don't have to be confrontational. Like, I can be confrontational on this show because I'm retired. I wouldn't be confrontational like that in real life because I want to get the action and I want to get paid. So in real life, I would be much more deferential about it. I'm not so sure. I mean, I know that Hillary's been up to a lot of shit, but she might have control of the courts, I'd say something stupid like that. Something totally fucking moronic. They pull a lot of levers. I think I would take the no side on Hillary being convicted of a felony. I think I'll take the no side on that. I just fool them into fucking betting with me and still thinking that I might be on their side. Not that I don't trust you, buddy. Not that I don't trust you, fucking Cletus, you fucking dipshit. Not that I don't trust you, but let's bet 1,000 on it and both give the 1,000 to the host of the game to hold or something. Somebody that you both trust. So that's how it works. I mean, I've done a million fucking side bets like that over my life on court cases, elections. Everybody bets on court cases. Everybody bets on elections now. Everybody bets on all this shit now. I'm talking 15 years before this was on the internet. I'm betting on this shit. I'm betting on this. Now the internet stole all my thunder. Nobody needs to bet with me anymore. You can go to fucking one of these whatever they're called prediction sites. You can go to a prediction site at Polymarket or Kalshi or Robinhood, and you can get action down on these predictions all fucking day long. They basically stole all my thunder. Thank fucking God I'm retired now. But before these places existed, basically from the year 2000 all the way up until the year 2020, I was the guy. I was the prediction market. If you had a prediction, you came to me and I would bet you on it if I thought you were wrong. If I thought you were right, well, there was going to be any bet. And even if you didn't want to bet on it, if anybody for 20 fucking years of my life, if anyone said something stupid within earshot of me, anyone said one stupid thing within earshot of me, I was going to get them hustled into a bet. Because there's nothing I love more than taking money from stupid people. Let's see. Kevin, yes, I see Kevin in the chat complaining that he was calling me. I didn't answer. I told you why I didn't answer, Kevin, because you suck all of the life out of me. And I do need to talk to you about something, because about your job as my social media director. The people from World Poker Tour want to speak to you. And I need to talk to you about that. Let's see here.
I think I got angled on this hand here.
Okay.
Let me know what you think, and if there's a way to try to prevent this in the future. So I think you talk a lot about running twice and shit, and the bigger games, it probably makes more sense than a bullshit little 1-2 home game. Might as well just go once every time, probably, to just save the headache and hassle. But this angle did happen at a small stakes game where, long story short, I have ace queen. This guy's gambling with queen 6. All the money goes into the turn. Queen's the high card. We're going back and forth about 1-2 twice. I won $5 on a side bet on the turn card that came up. And I'm asking him, hey, there's 5 in play. There's some confusion, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, the dealer is asking us once or twice, and the guy's not really agreeing with me. He burns and turns. It's a 6. Guy flips over queen 6, 2 pair. And just like, yep, we said once. I was like, I thought we were going twice, blah, 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 blah. I mean, is there going twice, you reduce your variance, which helps in the long run, but is it even worth the headache if you could potentially be getting angled from people from the little confusion that can happen on the ones? It didn't like Big Harry, for example, had a big $10,000 pot hand where he had a flush draw. They're talking about once or twice, and there's a little confusion. He hits his flush, and he goes, no, we just said once or whatever. Like, is it even really worth opening the can of worms of this once, twice discussion, or just
listen to me
for the sake of integrity of the game?
Listen to me. You can go and you can search on YouTube. Maybe if you just put in Limon plus run it twice. I did a 3-part series back on the old Pokersesh.
I've seen more than once.
Which I answer every fucking known question on a mankind about running it once or running it twice or running it 3 times. I go into all the strategy considerations, and it's the best. I don't like to toot my own horn, but it is the greatest treatise on Run It Twice ever created in the history of poker. I've read a lot of people's treatises and opinions on Running It Twice. They're all wrong. They're all dead wrong. Mine is the only one that's right. And it's 100% right, and it's not close. Now, listen to me. Your first inclination should just be to run things once, okay? You should only run things twice, and this gets back to every fucking answer. You should only run things twice if it's a fish who running it twice makes them happy and makes them gamble more. If it's a professional poker player or a nit or somebody you don't care about, as soon as the fucking money goes in, you just hold your finger up like this. 1. There's no discussion. 1. You just hold your finger up like this. If you're in with a fish, and the fish, you just sit there. You don't say fucking nothing. You just sit there. If the fish says, do you want to run it twice? Then you say yes, 100% of the time. And then you look at the dealer, dead in the fucking eyes, and you say, we're running it twice, okay? You need to be the adult in these situations. You can't, when you tell me like, oh, this thing just happened, it happened so fast, that's because you suck at your job. I'm going to be blunt because maybe it'll help you be better in the future. If you're the professional poker player in these situations, you have to be the adult. Now, there should never be any back and forth. There is no confusion. There should never be any back and forth. If the person is a nit or a professional poker player, you hold up the fucking number 1. There is no back and forth. That's what's going to happen 100% of the times. If the person is a fish, you don't say shit. And then if they ask you if you want to run it twice, you say yes 100% of the time. And then you look the dealer dead in the eye and say, we're running it twice. There is no back and forth. The fact that you allowed there to be back and forth is because you didn't have control of the situation. You hadn't gained. It means that you're playing from a point of weakness. And the reason why you're playing from a point of weakness is because you haven't thought ahead to these situations. When these situations come up, you should be 2 or 3 steps ahead. Because being 2 or 3 steps ahead in these situations makes it so that you're 2 or 3 steps ahead in all situations. Like getting caught off guard because the dealer burned and turned and put out a 6 is not a failure of the dealer. It's a failure of you. It's a failure of you because you're supposed to be in charge of that situation. You're supposedly the professional poker player. The dealer's a fucking moron. The other guy is a fucking moron. You don't go back and forth with these people. You control the entire situation. And once you have that command presence, it's going to bleed over into the rest of your game. It's going to make you much tougher to play against. It's going to make you a much bigger winner.
All right, let's get into the topic that you want to talk about here.
Grimming.
It's a story about an online degenerate. His online name was E Streets. I don't know if you ever played with this guy. Apparently, he jumped into a Shark Tank at Atlantis in Bahamas, a WPT event at the Atlantis Resort for a 5K prop bet with Durr. I don't know if you've ever heard of a wilder prop bet than that. I sure as fuck haven't.
No,
Jumping in a Shark Tank.
That's pretty fucking
I don't know if
crazy.
that's a real story or not, but people were putting 2+2 posted about that.
Okay.
But anyways, E Streets is this guy. So one day, 20-something years ago, I'm like 19 years old, grinding up my little fucking roll. We're playing 25-50 game on Pokersesh or something. He says to me in the chat, you want to go all in blind, bro, for 5K? So I'm like, I wasn't even sure if this guy was serious. I've never even heard of this shit at the time. So I'm like, okay, I'm over here trying to hustle.
Right.
I figured he was trying to hustle.
Right.
Bullshit me. Then he actually jams the 5K, and I looked at a 9-3 off, and I'm like, fuck this. I'm up.
Right.
And then the whole fucking poker cultures go wild on me for weeks, months, years. Finally, I just get so fed up of everybody fucking saying, scumbag, you backed out, blah, blah, blah. I get in touch with this E Streets guy, and I offer him the same fucking deal. I said, listen, will you forgive me and spread the word to all these poker vultures that I'm a good guy if I give you the same opportunity. We sit at 25-50 table, I shove 5K in, you decide if you want to play your hand.
Right.
He goes, sure. I do that, I shove 5K, he snap folds.
Yeah. Okay.
So you get 5-2 off.
So that.
Am I forgiven by the poker gods?
Yeah, but that's not.
Or-
that's not what you're actually. That's not what grimming actually is.
Well, that's the follow-up question. The follow-up question is, what's
You.
worse, doing that or raising the blind and sitting out?
The one where you folded when the guy shipped in 5K, that doesn't matter at all. Who fucking cares? You're not. You have no fucking clue. You didn't agree to that. There was no agreement. There's no contract, and it's not a live situation where you sort of have some control over the situation, because the casino and the dealer, once they say that they're going to back this thing up, then they're going to back it up. They'll bar you from the casino if you don't keep your end of the bargain. But in online, everybody could be full of shit. So like he could have said, "Oh, I'm going to ship 5K blind," and knowing full well he was only going to ship the 5K if he got dealt a hand that was like a hand that he would raise with anyway. Okay, you don't know anything that's going on, so that situation is neither here nor there. The fact that you reached out to him and allowed it to be reciprocated is just good on you. But I mean, I wouldn't consider that mandatory. Now, grimming is a completely different situation, and this is supposedly where you had come up with the bright idea of sitting at heads up tables, and then when the table randomly decided who was going to be the button and get the small blind and who was going to be the big blind and be out of position, if you got the button and the small blind, you played the hand.
It wasn't random. If you were at the table at full tilt first, you had the button.
Okay, so you knew that you were going to get the button. You knew you were going to raise the fucking first hand, and then as soon as the guy folded, you just sat out every time. This is what happened.
Thanks for the iPod.
Huh?
Thanks for the iPod was my famous chat line at a 200, 400 table when I took someone $400.
Thanks for the iPod.
Back when iPods were cool.
Now, I don't know. I mean, all's fair in love and war. I don't actually have any problem with that either. The site should have. It was
stepped in eventually, and 10 ban warned me. You do it again, and you're done.
and sites have also, I think, made it so you have to play at least 2 hands and this and that. But then and if you go to like any online site and go through the terms of service, there will be like a line about grimming. And you're the guy who fucking invented that. I mean, I think that's pretty epic, personally. How
Well, all
often?
fair and love and war, there's really nothing wrong with it at the end of the day, as long as it's not in fine print at the terms of service.
I mean, even if it is if it's in the terms of service, you can't do it because they're going to take the money back and refund it
It's
to
not
you.
in the terms of service. If they're not putting it out there originally, then do what you want to do.
It is what it is. Yeah. I mean, and how often did you raise and then the guy just fucking didn't fold? They just fucking raised you back or played you.
Three bet was often, yeah, people would play back.
So-
They know it's
So was
often
grimming
wrong.
actually worth any money in the long run?
Probably a few bucks.
But mostly that people just hated it because they hate the idea that you raise one pot, then you sit out immediately, and then you fucking type some fucking smack in the chat. That's mostly the problem.
Hex Dolly did it one time at a 10-20 game, rest in peace Doyle. I think that was his online name. That's the only hand I ever played with that guy. He raised my button at 10-20 and sat out. Or raised his button, I mean.
He grimmed you.
Hex Dolly grimmed me. One day I was playing at Rivers 5-10 before they banned me for life. Game gets short with showing deep. All right, fuck it. We already paid time. I'll give you some action. Let's play some heads up. He grims me. Scumbags.
Why did you get banned from Rivers Casino?
That's a long story. They didn't tell me. They said suspicious gaming activity. I don't know. Maybe going north in the 1-2 game is frowned upon, or I don't know.
Yeah, going north is not allowed. You got to be really good at it. I don't.
Yeah, that's a little shit in here and there, to be honest, but is that enough to ban someone? I think it was way other shit. It was me basically not giving my ID and trying to. They wouldn't sell chips at the casino, all right? Just to sum this up in as quick as I can. They wouldn't sell chips at the table. You had to, if you fish boss, they got to either get chips from their pocket that they already bought or walk all the way to the cage and buy them there. So.
Right.
You know, just to keep the 5-10 game going quicker, I always show up and buy fucking $9,000 in chips or whatever, so that I can sell people chips when they bust out. And if that $9,000 number goes over 10, they want your ID, and I tell them I don't have it, or go fuck yourself.
So you were
And
you were just engaged in all kinds of shady activity, and they had enough of you.
they had enough of me.
All right. Anybody else wants to call in? 516-259-9515. If nobody else calls in, I'll take the Kevin call. So
I got a few more bullshit questions if you're interested.
let's save them for next week, GS. All right.
Sure.
All right. Talk
Let me
to
get maybe one more in.
no. We'll save them for next week. I'm getting tired. I barely have enough energy to deal with Kevin.
All right, it's Kevin time.
All
Good night,
right.
folks.
Take it easy, brother. There he was. The world famous Grimstar. Invented grimming, known around the world. All right. If anybody wants to call in, 516-259-9515. If nobody else calls in, I will take the Kevin call at this point. If he's still around, he might have. I mean, he lives at home, so his mom maybe told me he had to go to bed at this point. Who knows? Or maybe he's at the store stealing peanuts or something. I don't know what he's doing. So if he doesn't, he might have had to go rob a Whole Foods or something. But if he's around, I know this is the highlight of his week. I'll take a call since I have a little bit of wine left. He can suck the life out of me. If not, I'm more than happy to call it a night. Let's see what else is going on in chat. Okay. Apparently, Kevin is challenging people to heads up for rolls at a $1, $2 game. That sounds about right. Yeah. All right. Good. So I think that Kevin has left. I think whoever challenged him to heads up for rolls scared him. Lilliputian Petrodactyl must have scared him, and he ran off. So then we don't have to take his call this week. All right, everybody. It's been a great night. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on YouTube and Twitch. Hopefully, got you a little bit of entertainment and maybe even some good information. Set your clocks to call in next week at 6 p.m. sharp. The more calls, the better. Without calls, there's no show. I mean, I don't really have guests. I'm going to have some guests in the future. World Poker Tour really wants me to have guests, so I told them, I'll have a guest. I don't mind having a guest. But I like the calls mostly. I like random fucking questions from random people. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Talk to you all next week. Get your calls ready for 6 p.m. sharp. And we might have some guests in the future. Troopers told me he might want to come on. That might happen in the near future. So a few other people, I don't want to say their names necessarily because I don't know whether they're going to come on or not. So I have here's the thing. I could have on some fucking amazing guests, but the problem is I want to talk to them about the things that they don't want to talk about. Just like with Grimstar. He didn't want to talk about grimming, but that's the only thing I want to talk to him about, So if I have on these famous poker players, the only thing that I really want to talk to them about are the things that they absolutely do not want to talk about. Like the people who they owe money to, or who their backers are, or how much of that they had of themselves in the tournament or that tournament, or people who owe them money in the poker world, or why they got barred from this casino, or why they got barred from that. I mean, the only things that interest me are the things that they absolutely don't want to talk about. So it's going to be sort of hard to have guests in that way, but we'll see. The good news about that is I can have a guest on, and who knows what the callers are going to ask. I'm going to take live calls, though. I guarantee you that if I have a guest on, it's not just going to be like me fucking boring talking to a person. We're going to take live calls. So the live calls are going to be the best part of the show anyway. The live calls are always the best part of the show. All right, let me play my outro music. Have another sip or two of wine here from the outro music from the public domain, and we're gonna call it a day here. Squeal like a pig! Squeal like a pig! Public Domain Radio. Brought to you by Pokersesh. Squeal like a pig.